Hey everybody, thanks for watching Clemente's Corner. This is episode 122. I had Ezra Millz on. He is a rapper entrepreneur out of Lubbock, Texas. Very cool episode. It's a little bit choppy. It's my first time doing Zoom, first time doing a video podcast with someone at a different location, but it went pretty well. He had some great advice, dropped some knowledge. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on everything. And comedy will be back soon, I promise, by June, hopefully. So, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the episode.
This is no time for the mind game. If you tellin' lie, you a damn shame. This should do or die, what's your claim to fame? If you talk it, make a move. Live the life you wanna choose. Let the mirror face the truth. This is no time for the mind game. If you tellin' lie, you a damn shame. This should do or die, what's your claim to fame? If you talk it, make a move. Live the life you wanna choose. Let the mirror face the truth.
Like 3 tiers to the building. We got the front, and it's called the Culture Lounge. It's gonna be, merchandise, things like that. We're gonna have the studio, of course, and then we have a back room we built a stage back there, lighting and all that stuff. So it's gonna be like a little intimate, place, like venue to kind of do, whether it's like shows, comedy, stand-up comedy, things like that, or album release parties, just real intimate, small groups, especially with the situation that we're facing now. We're really going to just keep it to a minimum of people, but still going to be something that's going to allow us to just really push the culture out here. You know what I'm saying? That's one of our biggest goals, is to just push the culture, bring awareness, give people a platform,
Nice. That's really cool. So you just moved into a new spot. How long have you been doing, running a studio like that?
So we've been running it, like legitimately, I guess you could say, business-wise, since March of 2019. So a little over a year now. We were just in like a small office building. We just rented a little room, and we kind of did that, just in and out clients, just building our clientele. And then now, we kind of were able to upgrade and move on and start to build upward.
That's really cool. So you record all your music in there and everything?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Nice. Get to do it for free. Well, I guess
Yeah.
you still pay bills, but
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that. How long have you been doing hip hop? I was going through your Instagram, trying to get an idea.
Right.
2013, at least, is what I've seen.
Yeah. So, I've been doing music since about 12 years old. Started getting in the studios at about 15, and then maybe 14, and then about 15, 16, my brothers and I actually got the equipment ourselves. We turned our bedroom into a studio. You know what I'm saying? So we've been recording, since a young age. Since junior high.
Wow, that's crazy. They still doing it as well?
Yeah, they do. My brothers do as well.
Very nice.
Still part of the business and everything. So.
And you've got sorry, go ahead.
LS Duke is my brother. He got his own music out, and his own movement, and everything as well. So, definitely check him out.
That's really cool. How many people do you have in and out of the studio? Is it stay pretty busy over there? Which also kind of leads into a follow-up question I was gonna have, is just the music scene in Lubbock. What's that like?
Yeah. So it's growing. The music scene is definitely growing. And it's definitely got its what would you call it, adversities, you know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of challenges, but I think that's just like anything that's great, or that's gonna last a long time. It takes a long time to build, because every brick that you put has to be solid, you know what I'm saying? So it's a slow growing thing. I say that it's been a slow growing thing, is actually gaining a lot of momentum. There's a lot of artists, there's a lot of people investing, a lot of people taking it serious, and that's pretty encouraging, because someone who takes it serious, myself, see other people do it, makes you want to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got a handful of artists, man, that come through. I mean, we went on a company retreat to what is it called? Where did we go? Riadosa, and we were there. We're listening to the playlist of all the songs we have recorded in the studio, and it was Man, it was probably, I want to say 30 or 40 hours of music. You know what I'm saying? So that's I want to say I might be overshooting it. I'd have to
Mm,
get back. I want to say it's somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of music.
nice.
You know, so there's a lot going on, man. I think something's really gonna happen for somebody out here for the whole place, and I think it's gonna bleed over up into Amarillo and down to Midland, Odessa, and all around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's really cool. I know the Lubbock comedy scene pretty well. I've performed there a couple times. But what was I gonna say? I saw that you did a interview with Booga Bradshaw.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
dude, I've actually been following him for a while. He's probably one of the only guys I know out in Lubbock besides you now. But
yeah.
he performed at a festival here. And
Okay.
that dude's really good. So
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
excited to see what y'all got in store.
Yeah, there's a lot more, man. I'm telling you, there's a lot more out here. So, and I want to get up to Amarillo and network with artists up there too. You know, the same way. You know, we kind of strategized here to bring people together. I want to do the same thing out there and everywhere. You know, and even if it's not me, you know, directly, but even just indirectly, you know, whatever I can to help anybody who has that desire. You know.
That's cool. Is it as far as like the live music scene, is it a struggle to get people out to shows and everything?
Man, yeah, it is, bro. It's just right. It's been a culture, you know, and
Mhm.
that's our whole thing right now is we're trying to create the culture, redirect the culture. You know, we want to bring it to where people give a damn about, you know, what's out here that's local. You know what I'm saying? I think honestly with the COVID situation that we're facing as a nation, I think it's really shining a light on that. It's going to direct people to local things, whether it's, you know, local businesses, local farming, local products, local music. You know, it's going to really give people that push and open their eyes towards that. So I'm kind of grateful for that. See how that turns out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's true. I see y'all selling meals to the public out in Lubbock, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely, you know, doing everything we can. You know what I'm saying, to be
Mhm.
a part of the community out here. Everybody got to eat.
That's cool. You have an album coming out soon, right? Is it what was the name of that one?
The album is called Disappear.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I still want to get wrong. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, good.
that's cool. But like I got that email, kind of like the zip folder of all the tracks, and it
Yeah.
sounds really good. So that's when is that? You plan on dropping that one?
On the 22nd actually this month. So
Okay,
if
that's
everything goes well, I'm waiting on one feature. Actually, everything was done. Somebody had told me that, you know, this guy Chiefy, he actually interviewed me. He's out in Abilene, and he had interviewed me on his podcast. And he had heard that song. He really liked it, and he wanted to. He sings. He's a vocalist, so he wanted to change the hook on it. He wanted to give it a shot and do it. So, you know, I'm the type of person, man. If someone's, you know, willing to give me a part of their, you know, talents and stuff, I'm gonna do it. So I put the whole album on pause. He's gonna send us his vocals, you know, hopefully this week. And I do have a deadline, so if it's not in a couple of days, we might have to, you know, work on the next project. But still,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it comes through. So by the 22nd, we should be expecting that to be out.
Okay, that's cool. And how many albums have you dropped so far besides this one coming out 22nd?
So, man, I've dropped a lot of music, you know, in all these years of doing music. I'd have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, probably close to 10, something like that, if not
Okay,
more.
nice. That's really cool.
I really could just figure out. I'd have to write them all down, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of music, man. A lot of music.
Do you have any idea now about as far as like dropping singles, things like that, or music videos?
Yeah, so I have a couple singles from the album that I'm going to promote. One of them being it's called TikTok actually, and it's sort of like a play on on TikTok.
Hmm.
Dance to it and everything. It's a cool little beat that I produced, cool little vibe. Got like a little basketball sport type of vibe, and that's a single we're gonna be promoting. And we're working on getting all the video stuff together. I got a videographer out in Midland, Odessa, who we're just getting all our game plan together. You know,
Oh,
so I'll
that's
probably go out
okay.
a week or two and just shoot videos and go from there.
Nice. So, have you had that videographer before? Because I watched a couple of your videos on YouTube. Was that
Yeah.
same producer and everything?
No, he's actually a new videographer who who I've known for a while, but he just started doing videos over the last year. And we've been talking as we've been developing the album. We've been talking about and stuff like that. So it's the first time collaboration on it. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything comes together.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's really cool. And yeah, I was curious about a few other things. Like, when did you like kind of realize that like you could rap? Like this was kind of something you were good at. Like, did it just happen like freestyling in high school, or was like what kind of made the switch for you when it went off in your head and you're like, I can do this?
Yeah. So at a very young age, man, like super young, I would like just sit in my room. My uncle had bought me like a tape deck or whatever, and I had got a couple albums. I don't know, like back in the day. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. I mean, you might have seen them. I don't know if you ever seen those like letters in the mail where you could send like a penny and you could choose like 3 or 4 albums and they send it to you, then you pay it off type thing. That was like way back in the early 90s.
No, that sounds really cool though.
Yeah, this is the thing where like you send a penny. I mean, it wasn't technically a penny, but I did it and they send me the albums. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but I had ordered like Big Pun, Capital Punishment, Biggie, Smalls, Life After Death.
Nice.
All Eyes on Me, Tupac, a few different albums of Jazzy J and Will Smith album, and they sent them to me, man. I sent them a penny and I checked what I wanted, and they sent them to me, so I got them in the mail. My dad had came over and he was kind of pissed that I ordered those albums at such a young age, and I remember him telling me like, man, you can't listen to this shit, but my mom was like, nah, fuck that, he's gonna do what he wants to. Excuse me if I'm cussing. Is it okay?
You're good. It's fine. Shout out, Mom. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yes, she had my back on that. But so I would just listen to those albums and I would just kind of rap with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was so at that point I knew that I was like, okay, well I can put words together. So I just always invested in that. So whether it was school projects, like any school project I ever did in school was like a rap thing. I would write a rap, if it was about American history or whatever, or if it was even Planned Parenthood. I'm not Planned Parenthood. I'm sorry. What's that class? That class you take where you're supposed to have a baby and it cries and stuff.
Oh, ours was called Child Development, but I mean, there's probably a bunch of different names.
Yeah, I want to say that it's something along those lines. Anyways, I took that baby home in high school. One night, man, it kept me up all freaking night. And I went, as soon as I woke up in the morning, I went and waited at the teacher's door until she got there, and I gave the baby back. I said, I'm going to write you a rap song, and I'm going to record it. It's going to be about, being a parent, because I'm not keeping this fake kid in my room. You didn't let me sleep, you know what I'm saying? So I've always done it, man. I don't know, I just feel like I was built for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to hear.
But at about 12 years old, 13 years old, I started really writing, you know what I'm saying? And I knew it was like, okay, I'm going to do this for sure, because I like the way that what I did sounded,
Nice. Yeah, I definitely understand that. Do you have a schedule, so to speak, for like, when it comes to writing? Like, do you have like a designated time, or does it just kind of come to you when you're in the studio? How do you prepare for that?
It kind of just comes at any given time. Yeah, I just write it or jot it down on my phone. If I'm in the studio, I'll just record. A lot of the times I don't write unless, if I'll go ahead and just, book some time at the studio and I'll just kind of write in the studio, like in real time, But sometimes it'll come to me, I'll write a whole verse without a beat, you know what I'm saying? And I'll go and just create the song from scratch kind of thing.
Oh, that's dope. And do you produce a lot of music as well?
I just started. I produced 3 songs on this album, so I'm gonna see what the response is like, and I'm gonna keep developing my skill in that field. But like at this point, doing it so long, I really need to broaden my abilities. So that's something I'm really focusing on this year, is producing.
Nice, that's exciting. Very cool. I saw I want to talk a little bit about your podcast, Super 806. Looks like focus mostly on the music. How'd you come up with that concept?
So the Super 806 was basically, it was just one of them things. Like it just crossed my mind. I had seen the Super 8 sign. I was like, the creative in me just kind of just visioned the 806, and it just kind of came together, just clicked. So I had one of my good friends, Nuno of Vocalors Productions here in town in Lubbock. He's a great graphic designer. So, I talked to him, I gave him my idea. He put it together for me. When he sent it to me, I was like, man, we got to get this going. So I just started printing it on shirts and, just getting out. We went on tours at that time. We went on 3 tours, 3 years in a row. So I would take them and just push them, promote them. And it didn't start as a podcast. It just started like an idea to kind of just have something to sell. You know what I'm saying? Just something like merchandise.
Yeah, that's cool.
But after like 3 years, I just really got like dedicated to the brand. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I want to develop this into something more, and I just keep wanting to build more on everything we're doing. So, we decided to do a podcast, me and my team, and they helped me build it to where it is now. And it's still growing. Like we just got a production team to join us in actually producing, either iPhone or Samsung, and just editing real quick and by myself, and it's really out the mud and from the ground up that how we're building it. So now we have a whole production team, cameras and everything. So
nice. Yeah, it looks really legit. How long have you been doing the podcast, you said?
a little over a year now. I would say like December of 2018 is when we really started. It was like the end of that year. And it was all just audio. There was no video. And then we started doing video probably this last summer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, because it looks really good from what I've seen on that YouTube channel.
I appreciate that.
And it's a great Marketing wise Super 806. Yeah, because we got the same area code, so it works over here too.
Exactly. And there's so much 806. My thing is this, I think a lot of people, growing up in the music industry and hear a lot of people talk about it and stuff, their opinion is always this, like, oh, this town is too small. There's not a lot of people here. There's not a music scene here. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you the solution to that. I'm gonna create the music scene here. You know what I'm saying? Or at least attempt to, or at least give what I can to it. And so you think about like these denser cities like Dallas, Austin, Atlanta, California, or like, in California, LA and shit like that. You think about the amount of people and it's like, okay, well, what do we have similar to that? Well, the 806 area code is a very broad area code. There's small towns between here and there and a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So it broadens your mind to think, oh, okay, so there are enough people to reach in our own region. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And if you don't separate them with the names of the towns like Lubbock, Amarillo, Hereford, everything in between, Plainview, instead you just bring them together in one by the area code. Boom! Now we're Now we're a unit. Now we're all similar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You take away that division. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're able to reach those people in small towns who might be interested. A really good rapper might live in Vega, and some random place, and he sees that, and then it's like, oh well, maybe I can do something out of this tiny town. It becomes a part of the movement.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And it don't even got to be an artist. It could be a producer. It could be a videographer. It could be someone who wants to be a manager, somebody who wants to own a studio, or maybe someone who fixes instruments. Anything. Anything that you do that you could offer. Yeah. Well, we want to give you the opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up I didn't grow up, but I went to school in a small town, Shallowater, Texas, which is right outside of Lubbock. I went there for a few years, and that was another thing that kind of gave me that insight and that idea, because being in a small town with a recording studio in our home, everybody knew us, everybody knew that, and there was that, oh, y'all ain't gonna make it out of this small town type thing, and it's just like, I just want to say F that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Man, we're gonna show you opposite of that. We're not gonna take that as truth just because you say it or think it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I've talked to a lot of artists out here about this. I just don't know if it kind of feels the same way, that people like in Amarillo are more supportive of out of towners coming through than the local scene itself. Is that something that you see from your point of view?
Yeah, of course, man, and that's just a terrible truth, But at the same time, it's something that we've agreed to. Just like right now, you asked me, I said yes. But at the same time, we could change our minds and change our agreement. We could say we could start being the pioneers to change that trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to stay that way just because it is, and that's gonna prove something powerful once it changes. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change. People are going to support this place. People are going to support each other. I mean, that's a fact, and that's something that I'm working towards. I won't be done doing what I'm doing till that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
How are you, are you able to stay motivated? Are you still recording everything during this whole quarantine? Has it been easier or harder?
Yeah, it's been a lot harder to maintain it, but we're able to open up again. We're gonna open Monday to start recording, artists. I had the luxury of being able to have access to the studio the whole time, so it's actually what helped me finish the album. If honestly, if we didn't have the quarantine, I'd probably still be on the back burner right now, and I wouldn't be doing this interview with you because I'd be building something else, So
Yeah, for
it
sure.
actually gives me the opportunity to just kind of step back, breathe, and do something for myself, for my vision.
Hmm. Is it hard to balance that as far as like a studio when you kind of want to go in there and do your own thing, but you gotta
Hell yeah.
allocate time for everybody else?
Yeah, no, that's it, and it's it's really. I'm sorry. Yeah, it really is a challenge, but a lot of I want one. I want one. I heard somebody once told me you got a lot on your plate, type thing, and don't stretch yourself so thin, but again, that's an agreement that you have with yourself. If
Mm.
you don't feel strong enough to do that, that's fine. But don't tell me I'm not strong enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll find a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
And that's
very
kind of
true.
where I stand on that. We have a lot of things going on. I have a couple businesses that I run and do. Um, one of them being it's called Creative Digital. It's audio and video company. So mounting TVs, we sell and install internet and cable for DirecTV and AT&T, cell phones, all things like that, home security, solar panels for homes and stuff like that. So, we stay busy, man. Stay really busy.
Nice. Okay, that's really cool. I like that mindset. That's good to hear. Have you been able to maintain everything? Like I know Lubbock. I think Lubbock shut down a little bit before Amarillo, but as far as like reopening, is everything still shut down there? Like Monday, we started a thing where like restaurants let 25% of capacity in. Are you guys on that same
Right.
level? What's going on over there?
Yeah, it's similar to that. I'm not sure exactly. I kind of stopped listening a week or so ago just because it's just like, at this point, I can't, I just had to gauge what was going on, how fast it was happening and stuff, but we still got to get back to work. We still got to, we're going to follow any guidelines they have. I'm personally probably not going to any restaurants or anything, what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
me neither.
That's why, that's why we set up these virtual podcast tour because, again, we really just want to be pioneers. We want to like bring solutions to every situation and every problem that there is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And show people that's not the end of the road just because you face a problem.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. So yeah, you've got that album dropping. You said 22nd.
22nd, yes, sir.
Very exciting. That's cool. Do you have any like plans after that? Do you have a step as far as like a follow up album, mixtape, things like that?
For the album, like
Yeah,
after the album.
yeah.
So after it drops, I kind of want to do the same approach. I want to like maybe go to all these smaller towns and just do what I can as far as promotion. But like back to the old school with the COVID thing, it's going to be a little difficult. But again, find a solution to that. It'll be something simple. But yeah, that's kind of I think a tour is going to be what we're going to do next for the tour.
Okay, so audio is kind of messing up a little bit on my side. I don't know. Do I sound good to you?
It cut out a couple times, but not too bad.
Okay, we might have to pick a day to re-record this, but it's been good so far. So yeah, you're able to stay pretty motivated. Like I was gonna go into like a future plan. Do you plan on staying in Lubbock as far as your career goes? Do you plan on moving out, or what do you like to see
Uh,
in the future with, like,
I,
with your career
I'll
and
tell you
everything?
I'll tell you what I would like. I would like to stay here. I would like to be able to stay here. It doesn't seem like that probably won't be the end game. A few years I might not be I might move somewhere, whatever, just depending on, again, like how things unfold with business and stuff. But I would like to stay here or even end up here. If I do leave, I'd like to end up back here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I get that. What are some artists that like you look up to, who you listen to a lot? Some artists right now that would you say that you think influence you? Like, who would those artists be?
Yeah. I would say lately, like Russ, Kevin Gates, Key Glock, Let's see who else. Man, I have a playlist on Spotify with local artists. It's called Super 6 playlist. It's got a bunch of local artists. And that's really my go-to, man. I get motivated by what's here. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a public
and I want
playlist?
to. Yeah, it's a public playlist on Spotify. Super
Cool.
6 playlist.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, for sure, man. There's a lot of good artists here, man. You know, Lil Robbie, Street Addicts Entertainment, Tuck. He's an R&B singer. He's really good. El Ray, Bill. Bill has a song with Cap G, who's like a multi-platinum artist out of Atlanta. He has another song with Stiff Barbie, who's a big selling artist out of Houston, I think, or Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of talent here. There's a lot going on. So I try not to sleep on it, man. I don't want to be a hypocrite, you know. So I really give a lot of attention to them, and a lot more. I can name a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Of people really don't. You know, he's another rapper from here who motivates me, who influences me to go hard for the city. You know.
Yeah, that's dope. That's really cool to hear. Did you guys get a lot of places to like perform live at?
To perform what?
Yeah, do you get a lot of opportunities to just, go perform in front of an audience, at like a bar, venue, anything like that? Like obviously not right now because of Corona.
Yeah.
Before and after.
A few years ago, man, it was really on the roll, and we went on tour 3 years with GT Garza out of Houston. I don't know if you've heard of him. La Máquina Records is his record company, and that was really fun. So we've done a lot of things like that to go and perform in front of people and stuff. That was a great experience, and I want to do that again. Locally, again, there was a scene here and there. Right before the Corona, like it was really just dead. It was hard to get in anywhere. There was one place that was just kind of oversaturated with artists, though. Like every day they had something going on. So it kind of took away from the value. So it was kind of hard to bring people out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. No, I get that definitely. Like it's a struggle in Amarillo. I feel like it might be a little bit better in Lubbock, but we're similar in a lot of ways. I know y'all got you kind of got more of a college age vibe, but it sounds like
let me ask you, do you follow like the hip hop scene or anybody out there?
Sorry, it's really hard to hear. Can you repeat that?
Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was asking, do you follow any artists from out there, any hip hop artists or rappers?
From Amarillo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a dude named Nicky Cortez. He's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
I know a lot of rappers, so I just can't think of them right now off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But there's this dude named Ugly Chulo, who I'm a big fan of. He's actually out of Hereford. But that dude's really good. There's a really good scene here. I can't think of any rappers off the top of my head.
Okay. No, that's cool. I mean, that's the thing I want to do too. Is just, like I said earlier, I just want to branch out and network. And definitely Amarillo. My manager is from Amarillo. She plugs me up with a lot of stuff out there. And I actually work there a lot too. With my business. So I'm trying to really connect the dots here. You know what I'm saying, and bring the networking together and strengthen that bond. God damn.
Yeah, I can definitely send some names your way once I sit down and think about it, because I know there's at least like 20, 30 rappers I can name.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's cool, man. That gets me excited, man. That means there's a lot of life force in this music. That means that means there's something we could generate that's self-sustaining. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. When you went on tour, how was it just through Texas? Like how many cities did you hit?
Let me have that. Never mind. We went on a tour, man. It was probably maybe like 10 cities or so. Something around there, 10 or 12. We only went. It was mostly Texas, and then like two places in New Mexico.
That's dope. How was the crowd response?
Oh, it was always great, man. And I give a big shout out and a lot of credit to La Máquina Records, which is GT Garza and his team, and other artists who were on tour as well. Throat Essay from Dallas and High Rollers from Dallas is a rap group as well. They were on tour with us, man. They put on a great show, and that it's definitely a group effort. Everybody came. Everybody always showed out. Everybody was always gave the crowd their money's worth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a great response.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool. Do you have any tour scheduled for the album release or after the album release? I mean,
no, I don't have anything scheduled. Especially with not knowing how to go about it right now.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's gonna be. It probably won't be like any tour, like a performance tour. But
Mhm.
like I said, I want to go like on a promotion tour. Like go, you know, maybe just put some flyers up in the city. You know, get a couple followers. Maybe take some pictures, shake some hands, type thing. You know, and just develop relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. And let me see. So you have your own podcast. Have you done like a lot of interviews before? Like before your podcast? Like similar to this,
No,
I guess. No?
no. Before my podcast, even with my podcast, I started. I didn't necessarily want to be the one doing the interviews,
Mhm.
but I had the vision to have the podcast, so I wanted to start it. And that's one thing. A lot of people, I want to tell a lot of people is, no matter where you're at, just start, and then the doors start opening. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Just start. You might think I don't have everything it takes. I don't have all the greatest cameras or whatever. You're always gonna find. You're always gonna know what you don't have. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You're always gonna, if you could. It's up to you to let that be a stop sign for you, or just, it's just a realization. Like, yo, I know I don't have it, but I need to start. You know what I'm saying? And if you start somewhere, I guarantee you, doors open. You meet the right people.
Mhm.
You shake hands, rub shoulders with somebody who has what you need. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a hard worker and you're committed to it with the little that you have, most 9 times out of 10, the people who that you meet, if they have something to help you with or offer you, they're going to. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
that's what people really are gravitated to is commitment, hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very true. Do you get a lot of questions from people who are like, I want to get into rapping, I want to get into music. How do I do it? Do you get those people, or yeah, I guess that's the best way to put
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's not so much that. Usually it's like, hey, I've been wanting to get in a studio, or I've never recorded before, but I think I got something, or things
Mhm.
along that line, or do you know where I could go to do this or do that? And my response is always, well, first of all, we have what they need to get started. So, I always invite them to the studio, and when they come, they usually love it. You know what I'm saying? So they keep it going.
Yes.
That's cool. I don't know, do you ever deal with like, because you're probably helping them record and everything. Do you
Yeah.
have to, like, do they ever get like, I don't know if stage fright's the right word, get nervous, kind of too introverted?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And that's something that I like to do. I've been doing so long. I love, like, kind of being a mentor type shit. So, I always work with them and get them out their shell and get them performing the way they do when they're in their car or in their room. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just a little challenge. It's nothing too crazy. But yeah, they get in there, and especially if they expect to be there alone, or somebody else shows up or something, they just like, you can tell they'll clam up and not really give it 100%. But
Mm.
hey, this is entertainment at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta start somewhere. Again, you gotta take the first step. And sometimes it's recording in front of somebody you didn't know.
Yeah, that's great advice. I've always wanted this too. I've asked it before and I get different answers, but as far as like when you go in and you record like a verse or like a song, like how many times do you have to do like takes? Like is it down the first time when you record it? Or do you gotta like kind of go in and be like, oh, I sounded weird on this. I didn't want to enunciate it that way. Like do you get like really detailed as far as that and editing your own lyrics and re-recording and re-recording? Or is it
Yeah.
does it flow good? Simple.
Uh, right. So, man, it all depends. Sometimes I'll do songs when I'm by myself in the studio. Maybe I'll be drunk or something, and then I go back and listen to it, and it's like, oh yeah, that was slurred, or I was
Mhm.
just really feeling myself, and this is too loud, or this is too low, so I'll re-record it. You know what I'm saying, and fix it. But I try to leave my music as raw as possible, honestly.
Mhm.
So like sometimes it might be slurred, I'll still leave it,
Yeah.
just because I like that person. I like that aspect of it. If you can't understand it, then yeah, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna fix it. But it kind of goes for whatever sound you're going for. There are artists that I'll have them redo the same thing over and over, but again, it's because they don't have the experience, so sometimes they don't ride the beat, or maybe they fumble on the word. And if it was anybody else, they might just send them home with that recording, like, hey,
Mhm.
oh well, pay for it. But with me, I want people to walk away with what they have in their head. You know what I'm saying? What you see, what you feel whenever you're doing that at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not as easy when you're freestyling with your homies or even by yourself. It's way different when you're on the mic and you're actually recording a product. You know what I'm saying? You're recording something that's got to be easy on the ears, something that's got to sound good and flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's way different. And I've been doing it so long. I guess you could say it. Most of it, I at least try to get on the beat as much as I can. It usually is not that hard for me to do. But yeah, sometimes I'll record stuff and it's just garbage. I'm like, now and then you shoot a dud, but I just delete it and start over. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to know. What else was I gonna ask? All right, so we covered mostly everything. I think I was trying to record this video, but it's gotten kind of choppy in places. But I'll definitely have the audio, so that's
Okay.
good. And yeah, asked you those future plans. Let's see. So, who are some artists that you want to work with, like more than anybody? Like, if someone is going on tour, like you'd want to open up for them. Like, who would that ideal?
A tour? Okay, that's a good question. It would have to be Russ right now. It would have to be. Like, I would just say that at the top of my head because probably I think we match a lot in kind of, I guess, our content. I would say. Maybe not. I mean, we're not. I mean, I'm not saying I'm anything like him. I'm just saying the vibes are there. And I feel like that would be something to experience because he's very, very successful in his shows and his tours. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he's crazy successful.
I could just imagine how lit them shows can get.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw I've watched plenty of interviews with him, and he did a thing. I think it was recorded a song or dropped a song every week for a year straight.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy to think about.
That's commitment. That's what it takes. Consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So, what kind of do you do to like stay motivated? I know you're a very motivated person. When you have like self-doubt, when you deal with things like that, how do you overcome that and keep going?
From what I've heard in the past is what I call is your why. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a why, and it's that picture in your wallet that you go back to, or that scripture that you have tatted on your arms or body, whatever, or it's that one thing that just keeps you going. That jump starts you when you're about to die. And to me, it's family. You know what I'm saying? It's my family, it's my kids. My parents, my brothers, my cousins, my grandparents. Just I think of them, and it just gives me motivation. You know what I'm saying? I think about them, and I don't have a reason to stop.
Nice. Okay, that's a great answer. So, I like to ask some wrap-up questions, and I'll let you get back to swimming. But what is your definition of success?
My definition of success is going to be being able to do what you love comfortably.
Okay.
Comfortably.
That's a great answer. If you could make everyone in the world do something for 30 days, everyone has to do something for 30 days straight, regardless of what it is. What would you tell them to do?
I'd have everybody smoke a joint every day as soon as you wake up and meditate.
It's a good idea. Start the day off right. Hopefully. I don't know. That's a good one. Okay. If you had a time machine, you go back to any time in your life and give yourself advice, where would you go? What would you tell yourself?
All right. That's a good one. Dang, I'm not sure. If I could go back in time, give myself advice, I would. Shoot, I don't know. Maybe I'll go something that I quit and tell myself not to quit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like maybe a job or even sports. I quit football at an early age. It wasn't my thing. But now, in retrospect, I look back and think, damn, that would have set me up for things like discipline, physical fitness, you know what I'm saying? Like just different, more than just the sport, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that I could have gained from not quitting sports. So maybe something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. But also, if you would have stayed in football, you might have more brain damage. So,
Hey, you show that. So right.
Okay. And can you remember a time that you laughed the hardest?
Hardest time I laugh hard all the time, man. My kids are funny as hell. Let's see. Let me think of something funny. Today I played a prank on my girlfriend and our kids. I scared them and we was all laughing and rolling around. That's funny.
That's always fun. All right. This is the final wrap-up question. What do you think happens when you die?
Oh, I think when you die, people get sad. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. People around me gonna be sad. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. But let me get a little deeper on that.
All right.
I think when you die, I think you transform your being. So I feel like you just become a part of the universe, just in a different state, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like ice to water, a physical being to energy or something. Now, I'm not going to say like that's my religious belief or anything like that, because we could go deep into that as well, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's really what happens, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't feel like we die. Maybe our bodies die, but there's just got to be more. You know what I'm saying? I hope there's more.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's just a fun question to ask. Okay. So what was I gonna say? So I will upload this. I'll go back and see how the audio. I think it's kind of choppy in some places, but it's gotten better towards the end. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, I might have to cut it in like half. But I will send you links. It's gonna be on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. Pretty much everywhere I could think of, it's there. I'll see about uploading this video to YouTube, but might have to reach out to you again and do another one in a couple weeks, because yeah.
I mean, whatever you got, we can make it work, and then we do another one as a follow up. I wouldn't even worry about not doing it. That's just super bad.
I think it's definitely savable, but yeah, thanks for reaching out, man.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you giving me your time, and I hope to keep building, man. Let's keep this going. If I'll call you again in a couple of weeks. We'll do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said May 22nd?
May 22nd, Disappear album on all platforms, Spotify, iTunes, everything. So y'all make sure y'all do that. And in the meantime, in between time, go ahead and go listen to what I got out. Trill Million, that's my last album. I have a few videos out and stuff like that, so go catch up with the wave.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, we'll definitely reach out to you again, close to the album date, see if we can get a better recording, and I'll reach out to you, let you know when everything's uploaded. But yeah,
cool. All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Have a good swim.
All right, thank you.
This is no time for the mind game. If you tellin' lie, you a damn shame. This should do or die, what's your claim to fame? If you talk it, make a move. Live the life you wanna choose. Lift the mirror, face the truth. This is no time for the mind game. If you tellin' lie, you a damn shame. This should do or die, what's your claim to fame? If you talk it, make a move. Live the life you wanna choose. Lift the mirror, face the truth.